Good morning, good day. Now we're gonna pick up the car. I have the key and the car is here. It survived, I think, kind of. I mean, it looks like a car which survived. They have put something in my car. Oh. Just a box. Probably gonna take that out and leave it. They have left they didn't take out the electricity, so we will see if it's actually able to start. On first try. That's first try. Okay. Need some time to warm up, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's a good start, I think. But I need to get rid of this snow or ice. And then yeah, put it on the trailer. See that? See this groove? And this? It's definitely after the tuning. The car probably squatted. Not probably, it did squat too much in it. The car is back in the garage. It's very dirty. And I'm not sure if I said this in the clip from the other day, from when we picked it up. It's not quite finished. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe they were able to get it, to tune it properly enough. I'm waiting for the answer from the tuner. The guy I know at this workshop is the guy who owns the shop, and he was not the one tuning the car, and I'm waiting for kind of full status, on as full as I can get from what happened that day, from what they managed to get done. What I know is at the end of the session, from one of the sides of the front of the car started to vibrate a lot. So much that they couldn't continue. So we need to sort this out. We need to find out what's causing these problems and yeah, I need to fix it. Like my guess for now is that there is a wheel bearing on one of the sides, which is bad. And that would make sense because I put new wheel bearings in these wheel housings in the front. But the first time I was testing the car, I had forgotten to tighten the bolt on the drive shaft. So on the drive shaft, the CV axles, and this will cause the wheel bearing to not be so good. What I'm planning to do now is to just to actually take it for a test drive, just around the building, and if I can figure out where this is coming from, then I'm gonna take it on 4 jack stands, check the wheel and such. I'm starting with the drive around the building. Should be not that difficult to find out. As I mentioned, as you have just seen, need to raise the car, even with these wheels. Need to raise it quite a lot actually. Depends how you define quite a lot. I'm not a stance guy, so I'm more if it's practical and it's cool, and or to some degree, and if it's, I want to use the car, not just stare at it. Even though that's what I've been doing for most of these 4 years when I was building it, is actually stare at this and trying to come up with solutions. Enough talk, let's go for a drive. First try again. Okay. Okay, it's actually quite bad. It's actually quite bad. I can feel it. It feels like it definitely coming from, or I can't say for sure, but it feels very like it coming from the front right tire area. So just gonna back in and have a look. It was actually quite a lot of vibration. I'm almost a bit worried now, but can't be that bad. Like, what's the worst thing that, I mean, we have managed to find something which is very wrong. Okay, watch this. I think that the bolts, since the Mk1 has 2 bolts from the wheel housing to the shock, or maybe not the shock, it's the correct one, but the coilovers kind of, and one on top is for adjustment to the camber, and the other one is just to mount it. Probably 1 or 2 of them is not tight enough. Jesus, look at this. I think this is just a symptom of what I already talked about. If the camber has been like very aggressive camber, the inside of the wheel has taken heat. I hope you get able to see this. It's like this all on the inside of the tire. I'm not an expert, but that tells me it's been quite warm. Suka cebulę. Okay, watch this. This is before I have started to tighten anything. So on the Mark 1 you have this top one. I'm sure they have a name for this type of bolt setup, which is if I adjust this side, I'm adjusting the camber on the wheel. And for racing, this should really be this, and this should have the same angle. At least that makes sense in my head. That will make it so when you hit the curbs on a racetrack, like really pushing the car, one bolt will not have like a lot more stress or force on it than necessary if these two are not at the same angle. If they are at the same angle, it will be the same pressure kind of. But yeah, I was gonna show you something. Do you see that I use very little force, and this nut, you can clearly see, at least I can clearly see that it's moving. So I think since it's so much heat in the tire, I think I'm just gonna cut away the part which is like very over the edge of the tire, just in case. I mean, I guess it can make the wheel unbalanced, too much unbalanced. I'm not an expert in any of this. Actually, when probably said this before in some videos, maybe all of the videos, but I have no education in any of this, no work experience in anything that comes to cars and such. My day work is something completely different, and so everything I've done to the car and are doing to the car, most of it is actually the first time I'm doing it. So I kind of learned how to weld when making the bracket for the rear subframe. I guess you can still argue that I still can't weld, but so far it's held up. So for those of you who sometimes leave me comments or sending me messages like DMs or message on Facebook, to give me tips and tricks and your opinion or your views on anything, even though I don't always follow them, I still appreciate it a lot, because as I said, I'm not an expert and I'm just trying to document what I'm doing, and what I'm trying to also document or to show kind of my thought process, even though the result can be not what I expected. So I'm going to cut away the rest of this, just the part which is on the outside, on the inside of the tire, and then we will have another test drive, and I'm going to listen to podcasts. So see you in a second. Wheel is back on and it's tightened down, and so let's go for a new test drive. First try! Jesus! Is this car gonna be my new daily now? See, I brought my interior lights. Still not good. Man, I was so sure that it was gonna be this easy. It was like, I haven't made anything worse, at least. I'm going to go for, I think the solution is to change the bearing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I need to order these and take out these, press out these, and press in the new ones. I think I'm just gonna start a bit today. And I'm actually gonna order, I think I'm gonna order 4, because it's this equal on the front and the rear, if I remember correct. I'm gonna double check this when I come home. So I have, and the 2 in the front, I'm just gonna change at the same time. And then I will have 2 spare ones, which I can either use in the rear or in the front if I need to. Now we have the wheel hub, this spinning part. We need to take this out first. And how we're going to do that is we're going to press this inner metal ring with the teeth. That's the hub. We need to press it out that way. Then see this clip, these two clips kind of. We need to take those out this way. And then we can press the bearing out. I guess it's that way. And yeah, I need to check if I have. Like to press the hub out should be easy, because then I can take something like this. If it's the right size, press it out. But the other one, I think I need some special equipment. And I think Eirik has this somewhere. I will manage this somehow. This is how far I've come now. The hub is out. Part of the wheel bearing is also out. Like from my fingernail. At the moment, I'm thinking, because I remember many years I did this similar thing to my old Audi S3 actually. And then I cut this like something like this. Like try to be very gentle and only cut into the bearing part of this. Enough so that I can use a hammer and this and kind of chisel it out or something. That's my plan so far. Today it's 8:30 now, so I'm planning to pack up, or not pack up, but I'm gonna shovel the stuff away from the common area kind of, and come back tomorrow, I guess, or the day after. We'll see. This, and we need to just make it into one piece. Before I came, Eirik removed the rest of the bearing and which was on. But very nice. Why are you taking it out? Didn't you just put in a new bearing? Yeah, I did put in a new bearing, but I didn't know that the threads on the hub were really bad. So I have to change the hub, and by changing the hub, I will destroy this bearing, which sucks. This bolt, which was loose, probably was part of what causing the vibration, but this and the bearing is not all of it. It's something in the back of the car. It sounds like it's coming from the drive shaft going from the front gearbox to the rear differential. And I'm just guessing that it probably is where I was working last time when I was working on the differential, when I was changing the Audi coupling between the drive shaft and the differential. So we're gonna have to look at that also. But first, I'm gonna do this, remove as much as I can here. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side, because the threads are bad on the hub on the other side as well. So I have ordered new hubs. It will be here in a few days. Because of the weekend, it will take a few more days. So I order hubs and bearings. Yeah, then we're gonna have to look on the rear. This is gonna take much longer time than I thought. Fuck. And I'm at the moment I'm thinking like, okay, I want to record this and I want to share it, because I should have known or should have noticed that the hub was bad. So it's kind of waste of a bearing, but it's not expensive. It's what I said. I just feel stupid sometimes. But I hope that by me sharing this, maybe someone else, when doing something that they thought, oh, this is just stupid, that you're not alone. I'm here too. Also, part of the reason why I am trying to capture and film and talk about the mistakes I do is because for me this is a learning curve. This car is actually my first proper project car. Before this I only had car which I did not do the mods myself, at least not in this extent. I did some things, but like turbo kit and something, I made a tuner, put it on and everything. Yeah, it's a learning curve, and by showing this, maybe again, if you feel stupid or if you feel like you don't know stuff, just know that I'm here. One guy which I think is really good at this is Dahm. Like when I started to watch Dahm in 2011, and this was, I remember it was 2011 because it was when I was had apprenticeship. From then till now, like the amount of knowledge he had gathered and the way he's showing it, like now, I think now he is like has a huge knowledge, and he's a huge amount of knowledge all the way, I think. But I remember when he moved location from where he lived before to where he has the workshop now. I remember in the beginning there, it was videos where I saw that he just bought the CNC machine, and he had kind of the philosophy like, okay, can't be that hard. I mean, so like this guy learned it, so I should be able to learn it too somehow. Like learn by doing. I'm rambling. I'm gonna remove the wheel housing on this side also now. So I can clearly see that the threads are damaged. I knew it, but I can also see it. So I'm not gonna use these. I'm not gonna use any of these. They are all trash. So now we just have to wait for parts. I think in the meanwhile, probably will be the video before this. I will link it here. I'm gonna talk, since I'm waiting for parts, it's gonna be a while. So I'm gonna, if you haven't already seen it, it's about how to fit Mark II wheel housings on your Mark 1 Golf. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Okay, I already opened it. Just to check. Here we have new hub. And yeah, it's still G60. Because if I was gonna do the VR6 like I mentioned in the previous video, which is here, I think here. I said that VR6 wheel hubs can handle a lot more power, and that's what I've been told. And I'm still gonna use G60, even though VR6 would be now it would be more suitable for my car, since I'm using 5x100 wheels, rims, and these are 4x100. But then I would have to buy or change the joint, outer joint on the axles, CV axles, and I don't know. I'm not gonna get like 800 wheel horsepower anytime soon. Not in this pace, with this car braking all the time, or me not doing things right so it breaks, which is why I'm going, yeah, G60 4x100. And at some point I need to buy some proper wheels, some 17-inch 4x100 something. So now we're gonna put this all together, and I guess you have seen how I press these out and how to press them in. So we're not gonna do that. So one down, one to go. That only took a second. Now it's the other one. Yep. Now I'm just gonna put this on this. Yeah. Now this side is done, mounted. Pretty much. What I'm gonna do is put this kind of here with some zip ties and kind of hold it in place, so it will not rub on anything. Other than that, I think that's it. Also, yeah. You see this top bolt? I need to change that out. Isn't it typical? And now I'm gonna tighten down everything, and then that bolt is the one to start to, like the threads on it, it's bad or something. But other than that, that's gonna be like my least of my problems. So now I'm just gonna do the same on the other side, put everything back on, hopefully not destroy the top bolt, and yeah. Then I need to find out what is making the sound in the rear. It's a new day, and today I've been not doing that much. Been looking for the sound which comes from the rear somewhere. Found out that it comes from the front of the differential, like where the Haldex coupling, no, the coupling meets the Haldex, and it's probably the Haldex front So when this butt on the car gets turned, then it makes a sound like when it's one rotation. It makes like a squeaking sound. It still makes a sound when the Haldex is not connected, and even when you do it by your hand. I guess it's something inside in front of the Haldex clutches. Also the coupling, Hardy coupling itself was not tightened properly, so it was wobbling like this when I was looking from the side a bit. Tighten that down. Now when the car is on the jack stands, it doesn't make this thing. Have also been racing the car about 4 or 5, actually as much as these coilovers allow. 5 centimeters in the back and 4 in the front. In the front I have a lot, I can race it, but I did as much as I could in the rear. I don't think it will be enough because of the rubbing. I hope it will be enough, but the rubbing it did from the other tires, which are smaller. But another thing I also can do is adjust the hardness in the coilover. And to make the wheels actually fit the car, I needed to cut down 4 of these on each wheel by 0.8 millimeters, so they will not be too long and not be too short. So I've done that for all 4 wheels, but the last one needs to be a bit longer than this is when it's not cut. So I need to go to, and I don't want to cut the ones which fit the summer wheels, so I need to buy 4 of these in the same length or just a bit shorter. I don't remember the measurement in my head, but I have them on my phone. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this in yesterday's clip, but the top bolt here, I need to buy a new one also. On both sides. Volkswagen Norway didn't have, well, I said it was very long delivery, so I need to order them somewhere else. When I get those, I can put the winter tires on the front, see that the height is actually okay, and then go for a test drive. And fingers crossed that it will actually be able to drive. Nej, bara fortsätta. And this is update on the 90. This is gonna be at some point like a rolling... Hva heter det? Ikke når du har bur i bilen, men bilen et bur. Tube chassis, yeah, tube chassis. This is gonna be, eventually, because eventually when Eirik is gonna crash, I guess he's gonna build